And then the Liz one I really liked. She made usually like once per episode or once every few episodes, there will be, like you're saying, your mind being opened clarity-wise. Liz Miele said something that I thought has stuck with me. She's like, only my friends and family find me funny right now, but audiences will find me 6 months from now funny when I figured out how to make Liz right now, who's upset, into Liz who's telling you about how she was upset before and has now written all these good jokes about it.
During the act of knowledge itself, the objective and the subjective are so instantly united that we cannot determine to which of the two the priority belongs. Oh, that's interesting. I like that because that's so stand-up related. So the act of knowledge itself, the objective and the subjective are so instantly united that we cannot determine of which of the two are the priority belongs. So I think of stand-up, which is subjective. I'm telling you my perspective on this thing, but there's certain things that are objective, that I'm standing there. You know what I mean? That I am a woman, that I'm holding a microphone, that this is an experience I'm talking about, whether you believe it or not. I am talking about it. And you, as an audience member, are constantly trying to weigh out the things that are completely true and everybody can. We are in a room. We are in a basement right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
To what is subjective, which is, did this really happen? Is this really all that interesting? Is this clever to me? Is this funny to me?
Yeah.
And you have to, and I think each person goes, I don't really like women, so fuck everything she has to say. Or, oh, it's a really interesting perspective I've never heard before. She's so funny.
And that's where they're trying to figure out the priority and where it belongs.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. And also, like, so many people that come up to you after a show and they go, did that really happen?
Yeah.
You know?
And you're like, is that what you got from the story, if it happened or not? I tell jokes for a living. Calm down.
And a lot of mine really did happen, too.
Yeah.
But what's the difference to you if it happened or not? Why is it less legitimate if it didn't happen? Like,
yeah. And as I always say, like, especially because my stuff is so personal and is like 98% true half the time, it's still a character, because by the time I work out the joke, I'm no longer that person anymore. Whether it's because that experience made me grow as a person, or because I just don't feel that way about that anymore, or I'm in a different part of my life, I'm in a different apartment, big things happen in my career, I feel better about myself, than whatever it is, it always feels like my stage character is 6 months younger than who I am as a person.
I feel the same way, and it's good to hear you say that, because sometimes I feel like a fraud in that way. I'm like, that doesn't represent me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can't. It's hard to represent me in the present on stage.
Yeah.
Because of the time that it takes to
master and solid, like, make the joke solid.
So unless you're like, Mort Solon going up with the paper, today's paper, and joking about it or something, it's really,
No, and that's why I feel like my albums, like, they come out when they come out, because I no longer want to tell those jokes anymore because they don't represent me.
Right.
And there's some jokes that I've done for a long time because they do represent me, and then I build off them.
Right.
Or I'll take an old joke and I'll change it because my perspective has changed it. But for the most part, I'm always creating the joke, getting it good, and then shelving it because it's no longer me anymore.
Right. All the albums are all old me.
Yeah,
old
seriously.
Me, old
they
me
should.
here,
They should be
me.
old me. LP1. You know what I mean?
When can I see current you? Never.
Never.
You can only see past
current
me.
me is when I had a bad day and I'm doing an open mic. Right. And you're like, oh, that's kind of funny.
I don't like current you.
Yeah.
Past you is always funnier.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel.